All right, we're now ready to hear auditions for the role of Joseph.
Hey y'all, I'm Joe Staleman.
Hey Joe, why are you auditioning for the role of Joseph today?
Pound for pound, in all honesty, my wife wants me to.
Oh, so this is not something you volunteered on your own?
No.
Oh, say it ain't so, Joe.
I can't. I mean, I wish I could, but my wife says I'm kind of like a caveman in my own little world watching way too much Sports Center. Says I care way much more about NASCAR and hillbilly hand fishing than I do about giving back to the body of Christ.
I see. Well, Joseph is a big role. The earthly father of the Messiah trekked a trail from their hometown to Bethlehem on foot, over 300 miles to register for the census. Married a woman that was pregnant with the Son of God. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, well, about that, I mean, I probably should have tried out for a part of shepherd and all, seeing as how all they do is just wash the sheep and keep it themselves. But again, it was my wife's idea for me to try out for Joseph, seeing as how that's my full name and all, Joseph. Joseph Arlene Stillman.
Arlene?
Yeah, well, my mom was a twin, and her sister's name was Arlene, and I'm the third child in the family with no girls, hence I got my aunt's name as my middle name. It's embarrassing. Arlene. Just downright humiliating. Just makes you want to run and hide when your mama gets real mad and calls your name. Joseph Arlene Staleman! Are you putting that cat down? God didn't put him on this earth for you to make a boomerangs out of? Mama always was very sensitive to the feline community.
I guess someone needed to be. You know, you just might be perfect for the role of Joseph, Joe.
Oh, pound for pound, I just ain't seeing what you're seeing, I reckon.
Well, here's the deal. All the emotions you felt, the confusion, the embarrassment, the humiliation, disillusionment, Joseph felt all of those.
Well, I've seen the live nativity before, and he always looked so happy looking down at Jesus. See, there just ain't none of them their emotions in that manger.
Well, how do you think Joseph got to that moment? What do you think were the emotions going on in Joseph's heart, soul, and mind when the angel delivered the news that Mary would be with child carrying the Son of God?
Well, I guess I never really thought of it like that. Kind of thought he just said, okay, and be good with it.
Well, as you would say, pound for pound, it was probably a major blow to his world. He had to decide whether to follow what the angel Gabriel told him, as crazy as it sounded, or do what's best for him.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I've lived my life, I guess. I'm more of a live and let live kind of, alive and let live. I'm more of a live and let live kind of guy.
Well, it's easier to be that way, but think about what it says in Luke 1:19. The angel Gabriel told Joseph, I stand in the presence of God, and I was sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news. Now, do you think this was good news at first for Joseph, or did he have to wrestle with what everyone would think?
Well, I'm guessing in some ways it was not his will be done, but God's will.
Exactly.
Kind of like my situation. Not my will, but my wife's.
Well, now you've kind of gotten off track a little bit, Joe. But speaking of a union, Joseph, after hearing the news and being a righteous man, wanted to divorce Mary quietly so it wouldn't be brought out in the public. Back then, even during an engagement, it took 2 witnesses to legally get a divorce. He thought Mary was unfaithful, and it wasn't until the angel said to marry her and take her home that Joseph followed.
Well, I reckon if Joseph could have felt and wondered all them things, then maybe I am right for this role. You know what? Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play.
Well, I think you are. I think you nailed your audition with the simple realization that it's not your will, but God's. His son would say the same exact thing 33 years later as he died for the sins of the world.
Yeah, I sure am glad he did that for me, too. I'll be sure to remember that when I'm looking down at that baby Jesus in the manger. I guess that's what you theater folks like to call getting into character.
Well, something like that.
Well, all right, then. Hey, just one more thing. Do I have to wear that biblical robe thingy?
You do.
Well, can't I just wear my camo hunting pants and my orange dress? I already got my orange hat, you know?
Sorry, it's not your will.
Well, all right, I get it.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir?
Give me that Joseph pose one more time.
All right. Wow. Pound for pound.